Hello everybody, PsyStarcraft here, and welcome back to another StarCraft 2 commentary. Today it's going to be against somebody you guys all know very well. It's going to be Destiny from Root slash Quantic slash Complexity slash every other team he's been kicked out of. He's going to be in the top left as the blue Zerg. You're so BM, Psy. And I'm going to be in the bottom right as the red Zerg. It's a Zerg versus Zerg in Heart of the Swarm beta. Now, Destiny, if you guys aren't familiar, is probably the most popular streamer in StarCraft 2. Well, one of the most popular streamers. I wouldn't say he has the most views at any given time, but he's probably got the most, average concurrent viewers because he streams so much. I mean, if players like Idra or Stefano or a couple of other guys are to hop on and start streaming, they're going to have more views, but Destiny, man, he gets some huge numbers pretty damn consistently, so he has made it his full-time job, and so you can check him out on teamliquid.net. So, ZvZ, how has ZvZ changed in Heart of the Swarm? Well, the openings are pretty much similar, you know, Zergling, Baneling, and then when the layer tech comes, you might see infestors, you might see swarm hosts, and you might see mutas. Now, swarm hosts get directly countered by mutas, so it's not always a great idea. You might also see like roach or roach hydra, stuff like that. There's a lot of different different routes you can take, so it's actually evolved quite a bit. So as long as you're able to get out of the Zergling Baneling game in the early game, there's a lot of diversity in ZvZ, and we're going to see Destiny and I go separate routes in this game. So first of all, I'm getting a 15 hatch. And it looks like Destiny's gone for a 14 pool. Now, I'm not sure why he's going a 14 pool. He knows it's a ZvZ. Perhaps he thinks I'm going to cheese him or something. We do have kind of a history where we played some games, BM'd each other a little bit, and I've kind of talked shit about Root, and he was in Root at one point, so I don't really, that stuff doesn't really bother me anymore. I just like to be on good terms with everybody I play with. But as you can see, I'm not going to be cheesing him. I'm actually going to be going super eco. I'm going to be going hatch first, and then gas, and then a spawning pool. So my speed's going to be out pretty darn early, and that's actually going to be a pretty good build against his 14 pool. You can see he's throwing up his gas a little bit behind mine, so our speeds are going to finish at similar times. But my hatchery is going to be completed first, and as you can see, I've got one more harvester than he does. Now we are tied. His queen's going to be coming out first, so if you kind of average out the larva that's caused from him getting his queen before I get my extra hatchery, it's probably going to be about even. He might actually be ahead by a little bit, but it doesn't really bother me too much. It's still going to be a fairly even game. He's probably done a lot more number crunching, and that's why he's kind of gone for this build over a 15 hatch. So anyway, with my next 3 larvae after my spawning pool, oh, I got a text message! Anyway, with my next 3 larvae, I'm going to be getting 6 lings, and looks like Destiny's content to just kind of drone up for a little bit. He realizes his queens should be able to defend. He's taking his first queen down to his second hatchery. He's going to have an inject in 7 energy, and looks like my speed is slightly ahead of his. If we check out the drones, he's now up by 1, so you can't really be like, oh, so I got a huge advantage because he hatched first, because, you know, he got the inject first. So we got more larvae, so he was able to try to even it up. Of course, I do have more lings than him, so that's part of the reason he does have more drones. But anyway, 8 lings on the way for Destiny, as well as a Baneling nest. I was able to scout that Baneling nest, so that's always good. Ooh, when I press V, it changes my color. That's so pretty. Ooh, that's so pretty. And in response, I'm going to be throwing down my own Baneling nest. You can see going down right there at the right of my base. He's got 8 lings. I've got a mere 6, so I'm just going to get the heck out of there. Now, I saw his expansion, and I know I went gas before pool, so I'm pretty confident that his speed isn't going to finish, so I'm not really worried about these things being caught out in the field or anything like that. And my Baneling nest isn't so far behind his that he'll be able to bust me with a Ling Baneling attack or anything like that. So at this point in the game, it's pretty safe to say we're going to be going into layer tech and have more of a macro game, and that indeed is what's going to happen. So 2 more lings popping out, or 4 more. I'm now at 10, he's at 8, and my speed might actually finish before him. He's at 10, I'm at 10. Actually, we're both at 10. 10 on 10 battle. One of my lings was pretty weak, though. The lings with the speed, though, able to pick up new targets when their old ones die, so they do have a slight edge there in an even battle. Probably should have backed off and waited for 2 or 4 more lings and taken advantage of the fact that I had speed slightly before him. But it's pretty close nonetheless. I am now going to take 5 lings. It looks like 2 lings kind of running up, seeing a spine from Destiny. More drones coming as well. So the drone count almost identical, 34 to 32. And here come my lings. And he is going to pull back with his lings. And in this situation, I tried to focus down the queen, I thought I might be able to pick it off and prevent an inject or two from him, but it didn't quite happen, and I ended up getting the short end on that deal. You can see I've lost 75 more resources, so he's killed 3 more Lings than I have this game, but I did force him to make 2 Banelings, so that's always good. You know, one of the interesting dynamics in ZvZ is the amount of map control both players have. And by map control, I kind of mean map sight. Look at what Destiny can see. He can see the entire path from my base to his base. And look what I can see. I can see the entire path from his base to my base. Our overlords are kind of like in pairs. We got a pair here, 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 and we got a pair here. So both in similar boats as far as knowing how to position our overlords. So 2 seasoned Zerg players, I guess, thinking similar things. Now Destiny is going to be going for a hatchery, and I'm going to be going for a lair a little bit sooner. Harvester's now at 48 to 38, so Destiny with a little bit bigger army. It's actually not that much bigger. I'm now at 50 to 37. Perhaps I used the 6 drones that he used for a hatchery. I used for actually 7. I used for just droning up, but I am actually significantly ahead in the harvester count. Maybe just better injects or something like that. Yeah, you can see he's a bit behind on his injects. 13 energy is quite a bit. In his main, he's about 10 energy behind, whereas it's hard to really say what I'm at until this actually pops. But I'm actually surprised he doesn't have more drones. That's a little bit shocking, I guess. Anyway, Spire on the way, whereas Destiny's going to be going for an Infestation Pit as well as a Roach Warren and Evolution Chamber for some upgrades. So right now we're kind of at a standstill. Both of us have a few Lings, a few Zerglings, a few Banelings for just defensive purposes. His third hatchery is going to be a little bit before mine, but you know, I've had such a large Harvester lead for a while that he's just now evened out. That's not going to matter too much, and hopefully I can catch him off guard with the Spire. The bad part is, if I go Spire and he goes Infestors, he can get a nice fungal growth and just pick off all my Infestors at once. And despite finishing my lair before his, here comes the Overseer, despite finishing my lair before his, my Spire takes so much longer that his Infestors should come out in time. You can see Pathogen Glands on the way. I was really hoping when I saw that Infestation Pit that it would be for Swarm Hosts. Yes, you can be my friend, Mr. Zorgate. That it'd be for Swarm Hosts and not for Infestors, because if it was for Swarm Hosts, it'd pretty much be an auto victory for me. But you can see he did scout the Spire. He's going to be getting out of there with that Overseer right now, and he's got to be happy with himself that he's going the Infestor route. Meanwhile, I'm now transferring some drones to my expansion, 62 Harvesters to 58. I really love this drone counter, gotta say. Nice for Zerg, 20, 20, and 8 so far. A couple Spines going down because I realize he might use his ground forces that will be useless against my Mutas to try to counterattack my expansions. So I'm just going to throw down some Spines because I'm going to be a little bit mineral heavy with Mutas anyway. So out come the Mutas, 6 Infestors on the way for Destiny, and they are going to pop just in time. I really want to pick off this Infestation Pit. Going to kill the Spore first of all. No, he cancels it. I really want to pick off the Infestation Pit before the Pathogen Glands comes. But as you can see, it's just not in time. I didn't quite get my Mutas out, and I'm just clumping them nicely for Destiny to get a bunch of fungals off. So kind of some poor Muta management right here. I really should have been on the lookout for those Infestors to pop. Every single one of these Mutas is going to melt, and there they go. Only one of them surviving. So if we look at what's been lost, I've lost 1,200 more than him. Well, I do have a hefty Harvester lead of 11. He's kind of got the tech on me. He's got Infestor Roach against Muta Ling, so he's got a pretty good advantage right now, but Destiny's not really one to push out and attack and really capitalize on different army compositions like that. Now I'm going to be sending in 4 more Mutas just to try to pick off some Banelings, because I know they're really the only thing that can stop my my Zerglings, besides Infestors, which I'm trying to pick off now. But he can't actually make any more Infestors until he finishes his Infestation Pit. But as you can see, he hasn't even begun to rebuild it. I don't think he realizes I can't build any Infestors now because he picked off my Infestation Pit. So that was a small win for me. My goal right now is to go Mass Ling Muta because I want to capitalize on those Infestors not being up. Little did I know, he isn't even rebuilding it, so there we go, there it comes. So it was actually a little bit better of a strategy than I thought it would be. As we can see, 70 to 63, now almost saturated at my expansion here, just kind of using 4 Mutas to pick off whatever Infestors I can, waste his fungal growths while I amass a lot of Zerglings. +2 attack is on the way, and a +2 attack for my Mutas as well. So the thing about Ling Muta, is you can't really win games with it. It's very difficult to win games with it. It's great for skirmishes, counterattacking, you know, splitting some lings here, bringing mutas around the back while you're doing other stuff with your lings. It's good for that kind of stuff, but you really need to transition into something more bulky to actually win games, like Broodlords, Swarm Hosts, Roach Hydra, Roach Infestors, something like that. And keep an eye on the buildings I'm constructing at top and see when you guys can notice that I transition into something. There's an infestation pit coming right now, and now Destiny bringing out 7 Swarm Hosts, deciding, okay, I've got enough infestors for his mutas. I don't need to overcommit on those. I'm going to get Swarm Hosts instead and try to get a unit that can actually win the game. So here comes some lings into his expansion. Going to pick off the Queen, maybe kill a couple of drones, and at the same time I'm going to be sending lings into his natural. But nice fungal right there, catching almost every single zergling. Some going to be running into the main, but the Queen should be able to clean that up. So Destiny right now controlling his infestors very nicely. Able to fungal quite a few mutas there. Another one going down. Am I going to pick off this infestor up here? Yes, I am. But these guys need to get back. There they go, picking off one more infestor. Continuing to rally lings and mutas. Those guys can probably just run in right now and try to take down the roaches. I just about finished my +2 melee attacks for mutas, just seeing that he's got those Swarm Hosts. And Swarm Hosts, man, they're going to be so damn good against my lings. I mean, I know I say mutas are the counter to Swarm Hosts, but, oh boy, here we go. Here we go. Lots of roaches getting surrounded. +2 just now finishing for my lings. What is Destiny at? Destiny is at +2 attack as well. Mutas flying overhead trying to get whatever damage they can do to those Hydras. And Banelings blowing up everything. But the Swarm Hosts that Destiny has, where are they? There's 4 of them, 3 of them just continuing to rally the Locusts. And those Locusts are so damn powerful that I can't really do anything against them. The Overseer almost going down. I really need to get that Overseer up there, get those mutas up there to pick up that Swarm Host. But Destiny is still making a couple Queens, maybe pick up the mutas. And it looks like my attack has been thwarted there, trying to even out the resource counter. If we check out the Harvesters, I'm still up by 10. But that doesn't really matter right now because he's getting such cost efficiency out of these Swarm Hosts. Finally, finding the Swarm Host with the Overseer, picking off 1, picking off 2 Swarm Hosts. Mutas and lings continuing to rally, but does he have any Swarm Hosts in the back? How many does he even have right now? He's still got 2. One of them not getting picked off. 1 shot left after that Overseer went down, and these mutas just getting blasted away by the spores. Oh no! Oh no, I'm not controlling my mutas. There we go, finally controlling them. And still only 2 Swarm Hosts left for Destiny, and that's really the thing that's keeping him alive. If I can continue to rally lings and just surround his Hydras, surround his roaches, I might be able to take this game right here, building another Overseer, but this is going to be taken down by this Hydra. These mutas just kind of flying overhead, doing a little bit of extra damage. And still 2 Swarm Hosts for Destiny. Now continuing to make Hydras, realizing, okay, these mutas, they're taking out my Swarm Hosts, they're beating away at my roaches. Let me get something to stop them. Meanwhile, I'm still on 3 bases. Destiny's now taking a 4th base. Going to try to get that taken out with my lings. They do have +2 attack, and if there's something that kills hatcheries fast, it's lings with +2 attack. See how fast that thing drops. Destiny's Roach is not quite able to get there in time, and it is going to be going down. And I don't even know if he has a Roach speed upgrade. No, he doesn't. That's got to be an oversight. No Roach speed, and does he even have Hydra range? Let's check that. Yes, he does have Hydra range, so I'm able to take down his 4th while I take my 4th, but I really need to start down a different tech path. He's starting to mass this little ball of Hydra Roaches with +2 attack, +2 armor on the way for him, and of course a couple more Swarm Hosts. He's got 2 right now, 2 more on the way, and Mutiling just isn't going to cut it. These Locusts do so much damage. They still do 14 damage +1 per attack upgrade, so he's up to 16 right now. Gonna try to come in through the back, see if I can take out some drones. Still 70-61, so I've been ahead in the economy department, but his unit choices have been a lot better, and I just haven't transitioned out of my Mutiling soon enough. No infestors in sight. Lorette was able to kill quite a few workers. If we see the workers killed, I've killed 14 total. Almost able to pick off another one, but losing that Muta, and 3 more Swarm Hosts on the way for Destiny. He's kind of getting that critical number of Hydra Swarm Hosts that really requires me to have Broodlords or more Swarm Hosts or something else besides Mutiling. Are we seeing a Hive yet? Still no Hive. Good, you know, macro so far. Keeping my minerals low considering I'm going Mutiling, but just not quite cutting it. These lings just running head first into all these Swarm Hosts. Now this might not be a bad decision, except I have no Overseer, so I basically just sacrificed a bunch of lings to kill a bunch of free Locusts. Not a good decision right there. Overseer being picked off, and that was kind of a decoy. Trying trying to get in and kill some more workers. Looks like I was able to kill about 5 or 6 more. But again, I'm losing a lot of units, and all I'm killing are drones and locusts. It's not very good. I mean, overseers definitely needed right now. Here comes the hive. Destiny's still on his lair tech. Need to see a transfer of drones here, probably to his 4th base. Looks like I was able to do some damage to his 4th base. And still just mutas and lings coming out for me. Mineral count getting a bit low. Looks like I did send out my main workers to my expansion there. And here's the expansion, nice and vulnerable. +2 attack muta is going to pick off some roaches. What are these lings doing? Just kind of hanging out. This is another opportunity for the lings to go up here. No, Destiny expects it. Smart play, expecting some kind of counterattack to his 3rd base. Going to be sending his roaches up there to stop that. And here are the infestors. He realizes, okay, this guy is not stopping with the mutas. I need more infestors. Let me lock them in place and let my hydras finish them off. So very smart getting those infestors. Here comes some more lings. Going to try to focus down this hatchery. +2 attack lings. Do so much damage. Is it going to work? Doesn't look like it's going to work. About halfway down. And he does catch 4 of my mutas with that fungal growth. So that's kind of unfortunate. Able to get out with the rest of them. Hive almost complete. 7 infestors on the way. Infestors are okay against broodlords, which is kind of what I'm aiming for right now. It really depends on how you're able to position your infested Terrans. And here, Destiny now moving out with a scary, scary gas-intensive force of swarm hosts and infestors. All I have is a couple lings. Here come 8 corruptors, but I don't know if I'll even survive long enough. Nice little ambush here, able to pick off 1 infestors. Am I going to get a second? Yes, able to pick off 2 infestors. And now, after he's spent those fungals, I figure I need to get in and try to do something, but you can't really do something against infestors when you clump up all your mutas like this. Fortunately for me, Destiny kind of missed a couple of his fungals and doesn't have enough energy, so picking off every single infestor that he had there, and now going to be retreating with my mutas, but of course he had 7 on the way and a lot of hydras. Looks like I might have killed a lot of those 7 that he was producing. Here come the corruptors. Need to get out of there. Greater Spire 40 seconds away. Look at all my money I've saved up. If I can make like 10 no, what are you doing, Psy? Wait! Wait for your Greater Spire! No! Corruptor's running in, doing absolutely nothing, getting fungled. So many locusts, roaches, and hydras against pure ling muta. Oh, that attack's not gonna do anything. Why couldn't you just wait until you had your Greater Spire? Such a blunder. I just wanted to save this base. I knew he was gonna be swarming me with locusts anytime now. And I just kind of panicked and I moved into an army that I wasn't ready to fight. Slowest Greater Spire ever, GG. Oh, I could have waited. Now, I think he still had a pretty good edge, even when I got my Broodlords. But remember, he didn't really have a whole lot to fight my Broodlords. Hydras don't do so great. They're too slow. It's hard to actually reach them. I had support of mutas, and he didn't have a lot of infestors. So I think if I had the Broodlords, I wouldn't have been able to outright kill him or kill his army. He would have just retreated. But I would have prolonged the game and maybe been able to transition into something else. Ultras, possibly, since I had the upgrades for them. Would have been a great idea with their new burrow charge. Man, Ultras would have been awesome. So perhaps instead of a Greater Spire, go Ultras. But anyway, a pretty fun game. Lots of back and forth. I was really aggressive, and Destiny did a great job of defending. And he ends up taking the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. More Heart of the Swarm to come. And as always, thanks for watching.